crime tape around my bed because of how much I jerk off on it. Because other than that, I'm killing them. My sheets are like a murder scene. Same reason. I'm at school right now.
Oh, it's the kid getting words. Podcast on blast, giving you the real talk, no holding back. Can't get any worse, we'll make you see. There's always a silver lining. We'll set you free, so join the movement. Let's change the game with the Can't Get Any Worse podcast.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Can't Get Any Worse podcast. How are we all today? I hope we're all well. My God, as per usual, guys, I'll give you guys 3 seconds to predict what the fuck I'm about to say. 3, 2, 1, bingo. Check it off your bingo cards, ladies and gentlemen, because today has been a fucking chaotic day, if there ever has been one, okay? Dickhead here in this seat, this guy, everyone look at me. That's the reason I do this. I'm like, oh, I need all the attention, everyone. Look at me, look at me. Someone forgot it was the first day of school holidays today, and someone also forgot that they would have both boys home today. So that has led to a absolutely chaotic morning on top of everything else that I had scheduled in. So as you guys know, I normally record this about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. It is just about to tick over 1 p.m. So I am going to be a very stressed out boy for the rest of the day, but I've sort of told myself throughout the day, I'm like, you know what? Just take it as it comes. You know, if the podcast comes out half an hour later than it normally does, who cares? You know, who's going to hold it against you? I mean, there's hundreds of podcasts out there every week that always throw stories up and they're like, oh, sorry, we're going to be late this week, and no one bats an eye. But I can't do that to you guys. The smallest podcast in Australia cannot do that to his listeners. So I'm going to get in, I'm going to get it done, and I'm going to fucking get it edited and out on time. But yeah, the first big hurdle of the morning, right? As you guys know, I have said a few times that my ute has been overdue for a service by thousands of kilometres now, and my tyres have been absolutely bald for probably the last 3 months or so. It's been like I've been driving around on Coke cans. Like, with the amount of rain and shit that we've got, my back wheels have just been getting absolutely zero traction. And I was cruising home from a gig the other night in the pouring rain, and I was just like, nah, we gotta do something about this, you know what I mean? So I got a couple of the way it all just worked out, right? The way it all just worked out. It was like the Lord upstairs was like, brother, you can't keep driving on these, because had a couple of comedy invoices get paid. That came through. What else came through? Oh, one of my shout out to Knucklebet, one of the sponsors of the Can't Get Any Worse podcast. Had a pretty decent cleanup on that for State of Origin last week, so I sucked a little bit of money out of that. And on the back of that, I will say, guys, gamble responsibly, because I've been on a bit of a tear, okay, the last few weeks. I've been raking it in, and then this week, probably since Saturday, oh God, it's been nothing but crosses in my Knucklebet account. So, as always, guys, gamble responsibly. Don't bet with more than what you're willing to lose. I think that's the saying. So, yeah. Got some new tyres. The boys and I had to go for a little walk around the tyre shop and stuff at the shops there. And Parker's woken up with a fucking sty in the corner of his eye, which is insane. So went to the chemist there, got some shit for that. Then we finally got back here, and I'm like, what will keep the boys quiet? I'm like, boys, what do you want to do while I'm doing the podcast? They're like, can we go to the card shop? And I'm like, fuck my life. I'm like, have you guys got any pocket money? So they all run to their room, gather together all their money and shit that's in there. And they both had enough for, like, I think Nikita and I threw like $10 in each for both of them. They could both afford a box each. So Westy got a box of basketball and P got a box of baseball. Now, how's this for fucking beginner's luck, okay? I've bought boxes. Westy's bought boxes. Westy and I have both spent probably hundreds of dollars on cards, right? Now, one of the big things that we want to do is pull a fucking signed card, like an autographed card. And we haven't been able to do it in all the money we've spent. My youngest son, Parker, goes down there today. He buys a pack of baseball cards, like a box of baseball cards. I'm reading the box. Now, usually, if you get a sneaky auto in a box, it says on the side, keep an eye out for spontaneous autographs or some shit like that. And you never get them. So I'm looking at Parker's box. It doesn't even mention the word autograph anywhere on it. And we've watched a couple of these boxes get open on YouTube, and not once have I seen it, right? So you could imagine the surprise in my face as my 6-year-old son is going through these baseball cards, just looking at them, throwing them on the table, looking at it, throw it on the floor, throwing them everywhere, greasy hands and shit. And he pulls a fucking auto. And I'm like, holy fuck. The first auto we've pulled as a family. I don't know anything about baseball, as I've said. And I'm like, wonder if this is a good one. Go on eBay. Last sale was $610 Australian. I'm like, holy fuck. Give me that card right now, Parker. And yeah, I've just been staring at it for the last half an hour or so. So absolutely fucking wild scenes in here. And then off the back of that, just did a little bit this morning, and then the rest of the day after I fucking record and edit this, I got to go out, and we're about 95% of the way through the front yard renos. So all the hard shit is done. All the block work's done. All the timber work's done. All the like building shit is done, which means that I'm off the hook. All that's really left is to tidy up the gardening and just a couple of little aesthetic touches here and there. So that's in Nikita's domain. So it looks good. There are a couple of things that I thought would come up better, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? But Nikita is stoked with it. The kids are stoked with it. And I am a very happily retired builder once again. So I have now returned to my natural habitat, sitting in this chair doing absolutely fuck all for a Monday. So let's continue with the rest of the episode. Let me close old mate from earlier in the episode. Actually, did we even go back and review that opening clip? I don't think we did. Did I? No, I don't think I fucking did. All right, let's hit play on the opening clip. If I have reviewed this, apologies. I don't think I did. Let's hit play.
Crime tape around my bed because of how much I jerk off on it. Because other than that, I'm killing them. My sheets are like a murder scene. Same reason. I'm at school right now.
Brother's obviously never seen an episode of NCIS. You never admit to the crime, okay? And beating off at your school, that is fucking wild. Don't think I ever did that. I think it's safe to say I've done a lot of shit in my life, but I think I contained myself at school. So pat on the back for me. All right, let's close that. Now let's get to what I was fucking so keen for just before, because I am parched as a motherfucker, guys. So that can only mean one thing. It is that time of the episode where we crack a delicious can of Kamikaze, and oh boy, do we have a treat this week. We have their new flavour, their new exclusive flavour from what I've been told. I don't think this is actually available to the public yet. They've flicked it out to a few people to get their authentic reactions. So I sort of said to them, I don't edit the podcast at all. Whatever I say stays in this bullshit. So to get my real uncut reaction on the goat grape flavour from Kamikaze, I thought I'd do it live on air. This will be my energy drink for the episode, and I am absolutely fucking pumped for this. These rocked up on Thursday, I think it was, and to go through the whole weekend with this just sitting in the fridge staring at me, my God, it has been an absolute challenge. So first of all, as we do, let's see what this crack sounds like. Oh, so fucking crisp. I don't know how they do it, hey. One of the best sounding energy drinks I've ever heard. But straight away, the artwork is insane. Every can of Kamikaze, I've got a couple lined up behind me there. All their artwork on their cans is nuts. They have such a good like graphic team working for them. So that's the first tick, right? And when I cracked that, the grape odor that just went straight up my nostrils is so delicious. Now, I'm a huge fan of grape, so that is probably going to heavily lean me towards this is going to be an amazing flavor, because I love the overly sweet shit that they do. So let's take our first sip and see what it tastes like. Holy fuck. Okay. That is delicious. That is like, again, I said this about their creaming soda. All my 90s kids listening to this, take yourself back. It's after football training. You've just finished under 10s football training. You're walking back to the car. Your mum goes, oh, do you want a lolly from the tuck shop? You go to the lolly, you get some of those old school Zappos or something like that. That is what this tastes like. Some are like old school Zappos or the grape Hubba Bubba from back in the day. The one that you just chew for hours and hours and just blow those delicious grape bubbles. Kamikaze, you fucking nailed it again, guys. When this does get released, get around it and use code word CAMICGW when you do. So shout out to all you legends that are getting behind the code as well. When they said, hey, we'll set you up with a code as well, I was almost going to reply and say, don't bother. I don't think guys, I mean this with no disrespect, okay? But I was sort of leaning towards my community, my listeners. I don't think they're really going to get around a code. But yeah, a few of you guys have jumped around it. So thank you very much. It does make me look good. And it sort of means that this relationship with Kamikaze can continue. And please, I need it to continue because these flavors are addictive as fuck. I'm going through so many energy drinks and like I'm on their pre-workout as well for the gym. I can honestly say I've had my fair share of pre-workouts and shit throughout the days. And this is the first pre-workout probably in the last 2 years at least that have genuinely given me that like tingling feeling at the gym that just makes you want to like push that little bit harder. So get around it, guys. Just fucking, this flavor's like if childhood diabetes had a flavor. Let's take a sip and rip into what's going on this week. Just fucking 12 minutes on the preamble. That's insane. All right. I've got a new annoying character in my life, okay? This guy's been around for probably about 3 to 4 weeks now. But over the last week, he is just really getting on my fucking nerves. So I've got a local corner shop, as most suburbs do. I'm sure you listening to this will be like, oh my God, I actually have a local corner shop that I frequent quite regularly as well. Great. Relatable content. That is what I'm here for. So this guy, he's young. If I had to guess an age, he's probably around 16, 17, right? This is his first job. Shout out to him for getting his foot into the work market. What the fuck? Why do I always forget how to talk on this podcast? Anyway, he used to be pretty normal, okay? You'd go in there, you'd get the regular, hey mate, how you going? Yeah, good, thanks. Done. That's all we need. That's the only interaction I need with someone who works at a shop. Now, over the last week, maybe 2 weeks, every time I go in there, I feel like I'm a guest on the Can't Get Any Worse podcast. I feel like he's conducting a podcast interview every time I fucking go in there because like the first time I went in there, Nikita and the kids were in the car and I just popped in to get, I don't even fucking remember, but I wanted to be in and out really quick because they were in the car and put my shit on the counter. I go, just those things, mate. And he goes, okay. And then he goes, what are you doing today? I've gone, oh, not much. Just got the wife and kids in the car. We're going to a play center or something, whatever we're doing that day. Oh, you got kids, do you? Yeah, 2 boys. Oh, nice. How old are they? 9 and 6. Oh, yeah, nice. What do they like to do? Oh, I don't know. Basketball, fucking iPads, the usual shit. Oh, yeah, nice. 20 minutes later, he lets me free. Another couple of days later, I go there. I'm in my work clothes. What do you do for work? Cabinet maker. Oh, yeah, you like it? No. Oh, why not? Just fucking question after question. I went there on, when was it? Sunday afternoon, I think it was. We went to feed Bailey. Usually Nikita gets Bailey like dumb fucking dog food to look after or whatever. And we were out for whatever reason. So Nikita goes, oh, the shop's not open until tomorrow. Just go get like an emergency can from the shop. And I'm like, God fucking damn it. I already knew I was just going to have an interaction with this guy. Sure enough, I rock up. I put the dog food on the counter. I didn't know you had a dog. Why would you? You don't fucking know me. We're not friends. We're not in each other's lives. I'm going to feel so bad if he stumbles across this. And if you do, shout out to you. You're fucking killing it, brother. I've just got to make some stories content, okay? So it's nothing personal. Then he goes, what breed dog do you have? Oh, Dalmatian. Oh, my God, no way. That's a crazy dog breed. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, hopefully I can see it someday. What the fuck did you just say to me? No, you're never seeing my dog. Hopefully you do not ever see my dog because you are not collecting my, what's those things that he's like flybys or shit? Like loyalty rewards? This guy's not collecting loyalty rewards. He's collecting personal information. This guy's going to cut my skin off and pretend to be me. If I'm in here next week and I don't quite sound like myself, please report it to the authorities because the guy at my corner shop has skinned me and he's taking my identity. And can I tell you, brother, if you want to take somebody's identity, I could think of 6 billion other people that would be better than taking mine. So I feel like I'm just one conversation away from this kid from him knowing my blood type. So I don't even know my blood type. I'm probably going to go in there this week and he's going to tell me my blood type and I'm going to be like, holy fuck, how did you know that? You know what I mean? Speaking about awkward situations and just not really communicating, just I don't even know. I don't know how to segue these stories. So let's pretend that I just did the perfect Subway Subway. I can't even say segue. I said fucking Subway. You know what we need to do? We need to take a little breather. We need to have a sip of our goat grape and we need to recenter ourselves, okay? Oh, yeah. I feel much better already. Okay, so I would like to go on the podcast this week and I'd like to put it out to the community, the petition or the idea of workplaces getting a wall of family photos so that you know the immediate family of people that you work with, okay? Now, this is about somebody that I work with and he also listens to the podcast, but by my God, is he going to cream his little jeans when he's like, oh my God, this story's about me. Oh God, I can only picture it now. This same guy, he also touches me way too much at work. So if you guys are thinking he's a cool character, no, definitely not. Now he's going to go from creaming his jeans to crying. But anyway, let's get into the fucking story, all right? As I said, we need to know the families of who we work with. Now, I work in an office by myself, okay? I work in a dark little dingy cave. I can't play well with others, so my boss just ships me in there and he unlocks the door when I've got to go and talk to other people. Now, the other boys, they work in the other office. Now, there's 3 of them in there and they all like banter and they have the sickest time ever, do fuck all work if you ask me. And the other day I had to talk to them about something. So I leave my office, I'm starting to walk across the car park and on the other side of the car park is a lady walking towards the office as well and she's carrying a GYG bag and I'm like, oh, boys must have ordered fucking Uber Eats, some GYG for lunch. Could have offered me some, you know what I mean? And we're sort of walking at the same time. We get to the office at pretty much the exact same time. I get there a little bit first, like a little bit before her. So I open the door. I step in. Now, usually when I walk into the door, I usually say something outrageous that makes the room either uncomfortable or laugh. That's just what I do, okay? You guys know me by now. And I walked in there, didn't say a thing, sort of gave the boys a look, like a raise of the eyebrows of, hey, boys, don't fucking say anything outrageous because somebody's following me right now. Luckily, nobody said anything. I walk in. The lady walks in behind me with the GYG. Again, she doesn't say anything. And I'm like, wow, it's crazy. Usually the Uber Eats driver would walk in and be like, oh, fucking Adrian or something like that. Like, and then you'd give them to that and then they'd leave. Now, the Uber driver drops the GYG bag to one of the boys in the office and I take a seat. I start talking to 2 of the drafties, Adrian and Matt, both guests on the podcast before. And the lady's just standing behind me. And I'm looking at Adrian and Matt as if to say, why the fuck is the Uber driver just hanging around in here? You know what I mean? And then she stays there for like 10, 15 minutes. And I'm starting to go, what the fuck is going on here, right? And she's talking to the guy who she dropped the GYG to, and it's clicked. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. She's related to him. This lady that I thought was was a Uber Eats driver is actually related to this guy. So everyone can relax. I was starting to think, how comfortable are Uber Eats drivers getting these days? So I was about to give her 5 stars for her customer service because not once have I got my Maccas delivered and the drivers hung around to see how my meal's been. So, oh God, let's break out of that story. Nikita and I had to go to a high school walkthrough last week. So we were, I don't know, this has just snuck up way too quickly if you ask me. Because back in my day, you finished primary school in grade 7. So we thought we had a few more years up our sleeves. But no, due to the new curriculum or whatever the fuck you want to call it, kids finish primary school in grade 6, which is fucking dumb, but whatever. Who am I to judge? And we just started, all the other parents at school are like, oh, where are you sending Westy? Where are you sending Westy? And we're like, I don't fucking know. We're trying to get through grade 4. You guys need to chill out. And they're like, oh, all the wait lists are getting filled up. You better be quick. Oh, all the spots, they're going to be gone. You'll have to end up homeschooling him. And I could just think, wow, I'll just raise him to be a cabinet maker, which to be honest, he would fucking love. Every day I'm like, what are you going to do when you're older? He's like, I'm going to build shit. I'm like, no, dear God, please no. So we start looking at schools and Nikita, one of the front runners, I suppose you could say, they had like an orientation day last week and Nikita signed us up. She's like, you got to come. And I'm like, do I really? Like, what am I going to do that's going to change the way that you think about this school or the way like, you know, I'm just going to be moping around, not wanting to be there. And sure enough, that is the exact role that I did that day. So we rock up to the school and I'm running late because my maps took me to like the opposite end of the school for some reason. So Nikita's out on the road, just fucking hands on hips, tapping her foot, going, hurry the fuck up. So I run there and then we're late to the thing. We walk in, straight away we're just met with this character, the deputy principal. Now, the only way that I can really describe her is like a Mr. G type character, okay? She was fucking so over the top. She loved her job, which I suppose that's what you want in a teacher. But it was just like, oh, we are not clicking right now. I cannot tolerate this for the next 2 hours. Yes, I say 2 hours. It was supposed to be a 1 hour orientation. Went for fucking 2. So anyway, and this was the irritating thing. I've said this time and time again about people that do like tours and shit like that. They've got this little comedy set in their brain where they've just worked it out over the years and they're like, oh, this is going to fucking kill these parents, okay? Like one that sticks in my brain, she goes, oh, when you guys do drop off, there's a bay down that end of the school. She's explaining it to us. She's like, I know what you guys are thinking. All your kids are at primary school at the moment. So they've probably got something similar called a kiss and go, right? And all the teachers like, all the parents are like, yeah, we do have a kiss and go at our school. She's like, oh, we do things a little bit differently here in high school. And now the parents lean forward, waiting for the punchline. And she goes, we've got what I guess you could call a hiss and go. Oh, God, did the parents erupt. Laughter in the room. I'm sitting up the back going, that wasn't fucking funny. I know comedy, okay? I get on stages in front of like 3 people a night and perform the most horrendous dick jokes you've ever heard. And then she just follows it up. She goes, yeah, because when they get out, they're going to hiss at you and slam the door. Oh, God, more laughter. This Mr. G character is just killing. Maybe I was jealous of the whole situation that I'd never received that much laughter for such a mid-tier joke, okay? Maybe that's where it was at. Anyway, then you know what I did want to do? I almost wanted to get her name and sign her up for like an open mic night and be like, oi, be here on Tuesday night and let's see how your little jokes work then, okay? In a non-padded environment. I'm going to take a sip and then we'll get into the next part of this walkthrough. Now, this walkthrough was, they did it during like the school was operating at the time. And I can only assume that's so that parents can walk through and get a real grasp on how the school's run and like how the students are all interacting and stuff. And I get that probably makes sense. Now, it was very fucking weird. I found it very weird, okay? Just parents walking through active classrooms, just packed with teenagers, like just kids everywhere, okay? Now, I don't feel the need to say this out loud. And I know that you guys all know me well and truly by now. But I suppose just so it's on the record, if anything does happen in the future, I am not a pedophile, okay? I'm not attracted to children in any form or way or anything like that. But there is just something, and there's going to be some people that deny it, like Adrian. Adrian, the fucking hater. Only like 10 more episodes and that cunt will be sitting on the couch again telling me how to think. Oh, God. Guys, let me preface this. Adrian and Ash are both so fucking keen for 250. I almost want to take a break from the podcast as well so that I just get that excited about it because, like, they're just like, when's 250 coming up? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Who cares? They're like, oh, we need to know. We need to book it in. We need to do this. We need to do that. What are we going to do? What's the big thing? Should I bring a yo-yo again? No. Let's fucking do nothing, okay? Let's just sit here, talk about our dicks, talk about conspiracies, and just have fun, okay? Now, everyone relax. Anyway. Back to what I was talking about, about not being a pedo and shit like that. Every dad, like there was me and 2 other dads on the tour, I think. The rest of the mums, they were taking the reins and I was like looking at Nikita going, how did they fucking get out of it? But we're all sort of like awkwardly following the group. Our hands are in our pockets and shit like that. When we'd walk through one of those active classrooms and like we went through a home ec classroom where there was probably 30 like teenage girls in there cooking meals, and we've walked through. I was almost like hands in the air, pressed up against the wall, just like sliding along it and going, look, everyone, my hands are in the air. I am not doing anything wrong. And these girls, they didn't give a fuck. They're like barging past us and shit like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, stay away from me, please. I'm surrendering. And then this was probably my least favorite part of the tour. They 100% planned this. Nikita's like, oh no, it was just perfect timing, okay? Bullshit. Okay. We're on the tour and all of a sudden the Mr. G character goes, oh wow, look at the time. We're about to go past the auditorium. And as soon as she was like, had that lead in, I'm like, okay, this is another one of our little setups. Wait for the punchline. She goes, our senior girls are actually practicing for the musical we've got coming up at the end of the term. And all the parents are like, oh my God, we might get to see them perform. And I'm just thinking, I don't want to see teenage girls dance around, okay? It's the last place I want to fucking be. And she goes, let's just pop our head in and see. Soon as that door opens, the music starts. It was all fucking timed. It was all planned. All the mums in the group are like, oh my God, we made it. We're gonna see the whole thing. We walk around to the top of the auditorium, just looking down on all these girls. Travis Scott's Fiend is just pumping through the speakers, and all these girls just start performing this like popping and locking fucking stomp the yard style hip hop dance. And all of a sudden, the 3 dads on the tour, we just became obsessed with the ceiling. We're just going, oh wow, this is some really good infrastructure around here. You know what I mean? And just 3 dads. We're just looking at each other like a bunch of fucking hostages. We've been taken hostage, and I'm like, dear God, get me the fuck out of here. The music finishes. The girls all take a bow. Everyone on the tour is like, oh, wow, it's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here. Now, you guys are probably sitting there going, okay, can't get much worse than that, right? Can't get any worse is what I should have said. But it did, because, as I've said, Westy's part of like a little neighborhood gang at the moment. It's slightly broken up at the moment, which I'm quietly stoked about. But obviously, it's bubbling away. Now, we're walking through the school after all that had gone down, and I'm like, please be winding this tour up. I cannot take any more of this. We walk past a classroom, and all of a sudden, one of the older kids in Westy's neighborhood gang spots Nikita and I when he is sitting in his quiet classroom, and he spots us, launches out of his seat, presses his face on the window, just starts waving and screaming my name. And I've gone, great. This does not look great in a fucking high school, you know? All the other parents in the tour are just looking at me weirdly like, that's weird. How do you know that kid, you fucking weirdo? Immediately, I just looked like I was there recruiting kids. Oh, it was so fucking embarrassing. I just start power walking to the front of the tour. I'm like, I can't take this heat. So that was the end of our little high school tour. And safe to say, he might not be going there. I'm not allowed within 300 feet of that school anymore after all that situation that just went down. So we're still on the hunt for a high school. If you know a good high school in the Logan region, shoot us a message, because we're stumped. We can't go back to Westy's old school after the way that I performed. Pretty sure I spoke about that on the podcast. If you want to listen to it, you probably have to go back 2 years now. No, probably longer. 3 years, I reckon. because Westy was in grade 1. Now he's in grade 4. Holy fuck, I've been doing this shit for a long time. Let's drag our next turns out it can get worse clip over. What's this lovely lady got to say?
I think a man with a big bad dad bod is really sexy. That could destroy me on a mattress, because that's what I've been waiting on my whole entire life, because I think they're very, very sexy.
Finally, my time has come. The time to put my big bad dad bod to use and destroy. Oh, God, that is outrageous. If a lady ever says to you, I want you to destroy me on a mattress, what an outrageous fucking sentence. Oh, God, you guys know I'm going to be saying that to Nikita when she gets home from work. I'm going to be, how was work, babe? You ready to get destroyed on the mattress? Oh, the laughter she would ensue with. She would go, you would never fucking, you don't have the ability to destroy anything. Anyway. Yesterday we went to a little pop-up snow event thing. Kind of cool. Boys loved it. We've been to one before with Westy when he was like 1 or 2 or something. So this was the first time P went. And the boys, they frothed it. They loved it. And couple things that really stood out to me. Obviously it was fun and shit. It was fun to like pick up snow and make snowballs and all that usual shit. It was cool to see P, see snow for the first time. Yada, yada, yada. Now, they had this one thing. So it was like a mountain of snow. And to make the mountain, every 5 to 10 minutes or so, they must put like a block of ice in this big shredder thing. And then it shoots out with a cannon. So all the kids there, they'd stand under it, they'd scream and have the sickest time ever. And from the very first shot, Westy was like, Dad, you got to come stand under it. And I'm like, nah. Like I hate getting like wet or dirty when I don't need to get wet or dirty. That sounds... Oh, that sounded sus now that I say it out loud. Anyway, eventually after like the 5th or 6th time, I'm like, fucking, he's not going to stop until I get up there. So I walk to the top of this mountain just as the cannon's starting to start. Now, in reality, snow is just giant blocks of ice, isn't it? Because I'm at the top of this and all of a sudden the snow is launching and it's just the kids must be standing at the bottom of the arc, right? Like picture a rainbow. So it's all just falling on these kids. And maybe it's lost a bit of its like propulsion since then. Now, as an adult gets on the mountain with the cannon facing the side of his head, I'm just copping blocks of ice to the side of my face. Oh, there was a genuine block that hit me. Felt like a baseball. And I got off the mountain, walked over to Nikita, and I'm like, is my face bleeding? Because I am in so much fucking pain right now. And she goes, no, you're a soft cock. And that's where that left off. But speaking about Nikita, she's gone viral, ladies and gentlemen. Mum came as well, and the boys and her were like off building a snowman or something. And Nikita was building a little snowman of her own. She was just her autism kicked in full steam, right? And she's building this little snowman. I'm standing beside her. Now, the venue had like a social media person walking around recording shit. And this lady comes and starts recording Nikita building the snowman. And I've just backed away because I didn't want to fucking be in it. She stands there recording Nikita for like 5 minutes. Nikita finishes the snowman, starts clapping herself. Now, the only videos I did get of Nikita building this is I got a video of her building it and then I'd pan to the side where there was a random patch of like 4 to 5 pubic hairs just in the snow. We can't confirm they were pubes, but they were small enough to be somebody's pubes. So Nikita was just building a puby snowman. Anyway, the lady leaves. I tell Nikita, I'm like, pretty sure that lady thought you were like special needs or something, just building a snowman here on your own. She's like, no, she didn't. Sure enough, we're at home last night. Nikita's in the shower. I'm scrolling on Facebook and the ad for this same place pops up for like next weekend or whatever. And the first person on the ad is Nikita. Nikita just building a little snowman in the snow by herself. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. She looks like she's just escaped her carer, just escaped supervision. So I saw it and I'm like, wow, you want this to be the face of your campaign. If this autistic girl can build a snowman on her own, bring your autistic child and see what they could achieve. So shout out to her. And the last thing, slowly, it sort of ties into winter, I suppose. at work, every now, like, we do a lot of work for rich people, okay? No disrespect. Hopefully one day in the future I can be a rich person, but I think you guys well and truly know, I think I'll be the kind of rich person that, like, is still well and truly grounded. Like, could you imagine, like, I get rich enough, I move into Sanctuary Cove, the amount of dicks and shit that I'd draw on street signs down there, I'd get kicked out immediately. Anyway, there's a certain, like, tone and wording and phrases and shit that rich people use, and there's a job at work at the moment. I'm going to keep it super vague, but it's for rich people. And I've been trying to do it now for about a week and a half, and I just keep getting to a certain point, and I just lose interest, and I'm like, no, I'll do it tomorrow. And I just keep bumping it day after day. And it's because I keep getting to, like, lines like this, okay? This is the one that tipped me off on Friday, and I was like, I'm going home. I've had enough of this shit. I've got to design, like, a walk-in robe for them. And I keep getting to one line where it's like, we need enough room for our seasonal clothing. And it stumps me every time I get it because, brother, all my clothes are seasonal, okay? If you've got 2 separate wardrobes for 2 separate times of the year, you've got too much money, okay? See the clothes I'm wearing right now? These are 365 days of the year, okay? I have one jumper in there somewhere. I think I wore it on last week's episode. You guys are welcome for gracing you with that. So my winter wardrobe is just calling this shirt a summer shirt or a winter shirt. That's all that fucking changes. So rich people, stop using your weird phrases. Anyway, before we get into my week in comedy, let's play this absolute cracker. Probably one of my favorite clips of the week, if I'm going to be honest. Let's hit play.
Better Than My Hand, episode 1, watermelon. You just gotta get the hole started, you know what I mean? Loosen her up. And there you go. Ooh, she's getting juicy. I think she's ready to go. All right, let's take her to town. Now for the big reveal. Is it better than my hand? Ooh, ooh, it's cold. Wait a second, I have an idea. Ooh, shit. Dude, this is pretty good. Ooh, juicy. It's dripping everywhere. I don't know. I'm touching the other end of it. So how was it? Honestly, I give it a 5 out of 10. It felt good for about like the first 5 strokes, but after that, it was all mushy. It wasn't tight at all. And I was actually poking the other end of like the watermelon. I do think that I could potentially do this on a larger watermelon with more holes everywhere, and it could work out better than it did today. So we'll test out in another video. But to answer the question, was it watermelon better than my hand? No.
Well, that's good to know. Anyone that was interested, don't use a watermelon. It is not better than your hand. So I'm excited to see what episode 2 is. But this is all I could picture when I'm watching that. Imagine that guy just doing like self-serve at Woolworths and it's just not, the watermelon's not going through. The checkout lady's just like, oh, no. Sorry, sir, you won't be able to take it. And he just gets aggressive. He's like, you don't understand. I need this for a fucking YouTube video I'm posting later today. And trying to explain that shit to her. But just the amount of times he said juicy and dripping and shit like that, I liked it. Anyway, my week in comedy, let's chew through these pretty quickly. Newmarket Hotel last Monday. Now, it was going to be very hard to top my Monday last week. Obviously had the UFC White House card, had podcast. What else did I have in the afternoon? Had something else in the afternoon. I don't remember. So I knew it was going to take a big fucking... something big to make this a good room, okay? Now, I get there. The room got set up a different way to how it normally has been getting set up the last 6 months or so. And the sound tech was just like, because all the comedians are like, no, set it up the right way. And the sound tech's like, nah, it's too late now. Which obviously led to comedian after comedian struggling. So I got there, I checked in, found out I was in the second bracket, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that fucking sucks. So found a little corner of the room where they were replaying the White House card. So it actually worked out to be pretty good. I got to watch from the Sean O'Malley fight to the main event again, which was fun as fuck, to be honest. And then almost as if it was like a movie, they go, so Justin Gaethje gets his hand raised and new Justin Gaethje. And then the MC goes, welcome to the stage, Jimmy Misson. And I'm like, holy fuck, the prophecy has been fulfilled. So I walked to stage, basically just ran the new bits again, nothing crazy. Home invasion story, I've pretty much got that nailed down now. I've got that exactly where I want it. I got the wording right. I got the timing right. So yeah, I'm stoked with that one. Then on Friday, I will just, maybe I'll touch on that there. So like I said, I got the home invasion where I got it now. So what I want to do now is I want to find another one of the longish stories from the solo show. Now to spend the next 2 weeks going over that room after room and basically just treating every bit for the solo show like that over the next couple months. Because, once those tour dates are announced, then hopefully all these bits are just fucking wedged in my brain and we don't have a repeat of the solo show last year where I forgot all my bits. But anyway, Friday rolled around. Comedy gods deliver once again because if you remember back to last week, I plugged a show at Good Chat Comedy Club. It's going to be my first paid Friday there. Good Chat's also got 2 rooms now. They got like their usual room and they've just opened like an upstairs room. So I'm yet to see that. And that was the room that I was booked in. And they messaged me and they're like, oh, so sorry to do this to you, but we've only sort of sold enough tickets to pack out the bottom room rather than spread the crowd across the 2. And I'm like, yeah, sweet. Just let me know when the next Friday pops up. And they're like, sweet. And then as if the comedy gods were shining down on me, before I could get upset or angry or anything like that, message comes through from Base Comedy down the coast. He goes, hey, don't suppose you got Friday night free. Just had a drop out at Madocke. And I'm like, holy fuck, lock it in, brother. So went down there. Usually that room is hot as fuck. I love that room. One of my favorite ones. And I haven't done it for ages now. So I got there and only 13 people that night, which is, it's not many, but in that room, it can still feel like a good show. And this was the first time this has ever happened down there. A couple brought their 10-year-old daughter. And I'm like, wow. Room runner says to them, he's like, look, some of the comedians are going to be saying some absolutely outrageous shit. I felt like that was a personal attack towards me. And they're like, yeah, sweet, she's all good. Don't stress. So MC gets up there. He's struggling a bit, but he's got him laughing here and there. First act gets up there. Similar deal, struggling, but laughs here and there. And I got up there and I feel like I had them at points, but again, I was losing them at certain points as well. Now, the only takeaway from this set is I did my retroverted uterus joke and I got to a point in it where I say the line, all the blokes are looking at me like, does that mean she has a cock? Usually it gets a little bit of a laugh, right? I deliver that line to absolute silence. I count to maybe 2 or 3 in my head, ready to deliver the next line. But as I go to start talking, the little 10-year-old girl just says in a completely silent room, what's that? Holy fuck, my heart sank. This is the loudest silence I've ever heard in my life. That joke aged her mum 5 years instantly. And I just said to her, I'm like, look, I'm not going to tell you anything. Your parents can tell you on the drive home or something because that is not my place to tell you. I felt so fucking bad. But the lesson learned from this whole thing, I've been so slack with recording my sets. Now, that interaction and like what I was going back and forth with the parents and shit with, it was probably the most on fire I've been in ages. And the whole time, all I could think was, you fucking idiot, you didn't set your camera up. I had the camera there, I had the tripod there, I had the mics there. I was just a lazy cunt that didn't set it up. So lesson learned, I need to start recording my sets again because that would have been an absolutely fucking cracking clip. Final set was on Saturday night at that Milton gig that I didn't know much about last week. Now that I've done the gig, I do know a little bit more about it. It's actually run by a New York-based comedy group. So they got one of our local comedians running it for them here in Australia, and apparently they just run random gigs all over the world. So pretty cool. Venue was sick. I've never seen it before. So it was at Warehouse 25 at Milton. MC got up. MC is an absolute killer. He's one of those comedians that I look at where he's just so naturally gifted and just oozes like fucking like everyone instantly wants to like him. He got up there and he would just, I don't know, the wheels were just spinning. He just couldn't really seem to riff anything out or the crowd wasn't vibing with him. I don't know what it was. So I was just like, okay, instantly in my head, getting ready for the bomb. And I get up there. He goes, welcome to the stage, Jimmy Misson. Get up there. First joke crushes. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay. Easily loudest laugh of the night so far. Then I keep going and the laughs are just getting bigger and bigger. The crowd's buying in. They're talking to me and shit. And had a crush. It was sick. It was one of my best sets in a couple of weeks. So huge response from the crowd. Finished on the home invasion story. Like I said before, I got it exactly where I wanted it. And that was the first real, like, comedy room. It was a packed room full of people that wanted to laugh. I was getting paid. It was the first real test for that joke. Finished on it. Huge fucking laugh. And I'm like, thank fuck for that. So, yeah, nothing fixes your confidence like not bombing in front of a 10-year-old asking what a cock is. Let's play our last turns out it can get worse clip. Drag this bad boy over. See what he's got to say.
For real, is any woman interested in being like my housewife? You know, cooking, cleaning, helping me take care of our future children? I have no kids. I'm 30 and I have no kids. I need to procreate. This is my goal at this point in life. If I can find a housewife to take care of me, the children, that would be great. Because I pay for the bills. Bills are paid. You don't need a job. I'll pay for everything around the house. I just need somebody who's willing to put the time and energy into helping me through life and helping our kids through life.
Jesus Christ. Check out that Bieber fringe. Everyone asked the question, what would happen to Justin Bieber if he never made it? I think we just saw it ago, okay? I think he'll be on TikTok just asking for a fucking girlfriend to come and be his housewife. Brother, you need to get that fringe sorted ASAP. Two more things to touch on, things I've consumed or whatever this week. First one, you guys know I'm obsessed with him. Honest Dave released his new album this week. He's been releasing like a couple of tracks over the last month or so. And the full album finally came out on Friday, I think it was. So I listened to it on the way to Madocke. Some absolute fucking instant hits on there that I added to my playlist, and some songs on there that might be like growers. They might grow on me the more I listen to them. So instant favorite straight off the bat. Crash First, MGK and Honest Dave together. Recorded it and shit while they were on tour together in Australia here. And God, it is such a fucking good song. The beats switch up and shit halfway through the song where it just goes from like a sad boy anthem to like a cool little pop punk like grunge like style thing. I love it. So obsessed with it. I've sort of I don't know how many times I've listened to it yet, but maybe like 3 times I reckon. Lastly, I didn't realize this, okay, until I was at work this week just thinking about the White House card. Just could not get it out of my brain this week of how incredible it was, and just still can't believe it all fucking came together perfectly, okay? Now, as I'm sitting there thinking about the White House card, it dawned on me. Holy fuck. The next UFC pay-per-view that we are going to see together is going to be a Conor McGregor pay-per-view. Oh my God, we're finally here. We are actually here, guys. I was starting to become like you guys, the fucking haters. We're never going to see Conor in the cage again. It's never going to happen. I was starting to get there. Oh my God, maybe they're right. Maybe we will never see my hero come back. We'll never see the Foggy Dew music just hit again and the crowd erupt like crazy. And in less than a month, 3 weeks, I believe, from yesterday, we will be seeing the Mystic Mac back in the octagon against Max Blessed Holloway, okay? At the end of the day, yes, I want Conor McGregor to win more than anything in my life, but Max Holloway, also one of my favorite fighters. It's a win-win for me. Whoever wins, I'll be happy, but my God, do you want to see Conor McGregor come back and get this win? So it is just the only question, like, he did the Ariel Helwani podcast last week. He still seems like his cocky, arrogant self, which is good, but he does seem a lot more grounded and like more aware of himself, if that makes sense. So I am hoping that this all correlates into the cage. The only thing that I just cannot get out of my brain is the way that his shin snapped in half in his last fight. If Max hits him with one decent kick, we don't know how that shin is going to react. Obviously, he's going to be testing that motherfucker out like anything during training. But there's just something about being in a genuine fight where none of his training partners are going to kick him as hard as Max is going to kick him in that cage. So I'm honestly so fucking keen and hyped about this fight. and just excited that our next UFC breakdown we're going to do is going to be for a Conor McGregor card. So I'm very excited, guys. Hopefully you guys are excited as well. I still have that vague, rough thought of a Conor McGregor watch party. Maybe I'll throw that in my stories this week. See what we all think about it. But other than that, guys, that has brought us to the end of the episode. Shows to plug this week. I don't have anything booked in, but I'm going to go to a couple of sign-up nights on Tuesday and Thursday this week up in the city. So I've never done either of them. But like I said, just got a couple more of these stories from the solo show. So where better to try them than some sign-up nights where there's probably going to be 1 or 2 people in the crowd. So other than that, guys, if you want to get in touch with the show, send submissions via DM on Insta at Can't Get Any Worse Podcast, or shoot me a DM at can'tgetanyworsepod@gmail.com. I appreciate you all. Hope you all have a ripper week, and I will see you later.
Can't get any worse, we'll make you see. It's alright.